This is my topic, getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. On a very not-so-normal Tuesday of my third year at university, I found myself standing outside this classroom filled with students really interested in this math problem. I was there to campaign for the executive elections to the student council at Heriot-Watt, which is the university I went to. My sister tried to encourage me a lot. She was like, "Yeah, you can do this, just go ahead. There's a lot of students in there, that means a lot of votes." But my nerves were killing me. I could not do it. But after a while, I took multiple breaths, and I was like, "Diya, the faster you get this done, the sooner we can go back home and we don't ever have to think about this ever again." I walked in, I campaigned, and they were really nice kids actually. They listened to exactly what I had to say, but then I got distracted. I noticed that same math problem while I was having an existential crisis minutes ago outside that room, but now that I took a closer look, it clicked. It was the same math problem that kept me awake a couple nights when I was in my second year. So then I asked them, "Are you guys second year robotics students?" They were like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Wait, I'm your senior." And we were all so happy, and I proceeded to help them with their math problem, and they pledged their allegiance to my cause. And I ended up winning that election by a landslide, actually. It was one of the highest numbers seen for an executive election in Heriot-Watt, and I even proceeded to be elected to be vice president of the university the following year. That day, I'd learned something. Real growth happens outside of your comfort zone. If I'd let my nerves and my self-doubt get the best of me that day, I would have denied myself of some lasting friendships and even achieving a goal that I'd set out for myself, which would have led to even more self-growth down the line. So join me as I introduce you to the concept of getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, a journey out of the comfort zone. Oftentimes we find ourselves in a situation that feels stagnant, almost like a hamster on a wheel. Every day feels routine-like, familiar, peaceful, boring, but comfortable. Comfort, what a bliss of a state to be in. But it's this same state of comfort that often binds us to a bubble whose boundaries are limited by the way we see ourselves, the words we use to describe ourselves, and our assumptions of how other people perceive us. But the question I want you to ask yourself here is, who made that bubble? Why does it exist, and do I want to continue to be in it? If your answer is no, keep listening. If your answer is yes, also keep listening. That was a trick question. You don't get a way out. So yeah, oftentimes this state of, as I said, comfort, it changes this kind of narrative that we use to speak to ourselves. Exactly as we were noticing. Those words can kind of be negative, the way we use to describe ourselves, the way we use, as I said, the assumptions that other people have of us. It kind of turns to this narrative of, "Oh, I'm not good enough to do XYZ. I'm not confident enough to be liked by XYZ. I'm not pretty enough for XYZ, or I'm not good with money, or yeah, whatever." But what exactly is that doing? This is the greatest harm that comfort can do to you. It basically stunts your ability to be able to perceive or even dream of something bigger for yourself. And that's exactly why I want you guys to push yourselves outside of that zone. For me, that's exactly the question that I want you guys to ask yourself. Like, is this place exactly where I want to be? If you guys were paying attention to your physics class, I'm bringing physics into this, you must have come across the term constructive interference. What does that mean? To dumb it down, it's basically when wavelengths of two equal lengths meet, their amplitude increases. Why am I telling you this? Conversations hold power. We were all in those situations where we've talked to somebody else who had the same interest as us. Maybe it's the new show that you guys were watching, a new book you guys were reading, and after that conversation, you found yourself feeling more excited, more happy, maybe even more elated. If a conversation with someone else can have such power, what can a conversation with yourself impact? When you start changing a narrative and start saying things like, "This was meant for me," "I deserve this, and if she can do it, then so can I," or "if he can do it, so can I," it starts creating this kind of cycle of self-confidence. It boosts your self-confidence. It actually gives you exactly what you need to push yourself a little out there. For me, during COVID, another goal that I really wanted to set for myself was I really didn't like the way I looked. My appearance was not something I liked, and especially during lockdown when we had all that time for ourselves, I'd set a goal for myself that I'm going to change the way I looked. And I found these things called expanders. So to give you a rundown of where we've gone through now, we've discovered self-confidence. We know exactly how to achieve it. That's through positive self-talk. So now what? It's expanders. We need to find things in our immediate environment that will motivate us to push that boundary. For me, when I wanted to change my appearance, I found that as inspiration from, say, social media. It could be books you read, it could be people you talk to, it could be conversations you have with anyone, it can be the influencers you follow on social media, anything. I found inspiration from that, and I'd kind of kept it at the back of my mind. So now when I went, say, to the store to buy clothes, I had an idea of exactly what I wanted, and I bought the right things that I wanted. So what happened here exactly? I set a goal for myself. I wanted to change my appearance. I found expanders in my immediate environment, things that would inspire me to do better. And I took aligned action. I started doing things that would get me closer to my goal. And then slowly, I achieved that goal. For you guys, this could mean anything. As I was preparing for this speech, actually, I remembered I was exactly like one of y'all sitting in those same seats in these very halls, and I had a little dream. Maybe one day when I was a little older and maybe a little wiser, I would have come back here and maybe shared something that I'd learned during my time outside of school. And here I am as a live example in front of you as somebody who's now ticking a little box outside next to her list of goals. I was pretty aimless. I didn't really study because of a big goal that I had. It was because everybody was doing it. Everybody was getting good grades, so I was like, yes, even I need to get good grades. Didn't necessarily have an end goal of where I wanted to go. And then COVID happened, which was as uncomfortable as things could have gotten. I had to find goals for myself. I couldn't keep living like that. And then I really did push that bubble. I started doing these same exact things. I started setting my goals, started finding those expanders in my immediate environment. I started taking aligned action, and I started achieving exactly what I wanted. For those of you whose answers were yes to that previous question, don't worry, I didn't forget about you. Maybe if you guys were paying attention in biology, you would have again come across the term of basically evolution. If you guys don't have the right appropriate mutations or favorable mutations that will give you guys greater fitness, there is no chance of surviving. If you are going to stay in that mentality of, no, I like how things are right now, I don't want to change, I like exactly where I am right now, my friends right now, everything is so perfect, I don't want things to change, that's not going to get you too far in life, because that's what life is all about, change. And the faster you get that into your system and start acting exactly with that system, the more you can unlock potentials within yourself. So on closing, I want to leave you guys with a powerful thought. Allow yourself to step outside of your comfort zone and grow, because it's exactly right outside there where you will see exponential change, growth, and even see things that even you couldn't imagine for yourself. Like start doing things that you couldn't even imagine for yourself. So yeah, I encourage you guys to maybe broaden your mentality a little bit, maybe encourage yourself to step outside of that comfort zone and to allow yourself to grow, because it's exactly here where you guys will see your true potential. So yeah, thank you, and I hope your journey out of the comfort zone is a truly uncomfortable one. Thank you.